Hey guys, Jonathan here, and 2015 is almost to an end, but before we say goodbye, let's take a look at some of Apple's most questionable design decisions. So first up is the 12-inch MacBook, and this is not me hating on the machine, I actually like it a lot, but the inclusion of one single USB-C port boggles my mind. Because of that, if you're using a hub or a converter, that's going to stop you from doing something as basic as charging your computer at the same time. Now, this isn't a knock against USB-C, it's just the fact that this is the sole port on the computer, and something as simple as adding a second port would make a huge difference. Following that is the Magic Mouse tune. There's not really much that needs to be said. I think this really paints the picture. And yes, I know it only takes a couple minutes to charge, but the fact that this is how you do that really showcases the fact that Apple didn't want to take the extra steps, put in the extra work, and really eat the extra cost to make this a much more efficient design. So next up is the Apple Pencil, and not so much the pencil itself, even though it's pricey as hell. I think for what it's geared for, it does a fantastic job, but more so the way you charge this thing is ridiculous.
While its battery lasts for hours of use, a lightning connector lets you recharge by plugging directly into iPad Pro.
No! And more so, beyond just looks, this worries the hell out of me that I'm gonna accidentally knock this over and snap that lightning port. Now last up is something that Apple kind of surprised everyone with, and that is their iPhone battery case. At first glance, that looks like the iPhone case swallowed a baby iPad, and what frustrates me most about this is the laziness in design essentially ruins a potentially cool product. If it didn't look ridiculous, there are actually a lot of appealing and cool elements to this case, the first of which being is the fact that it actually has a lightning port. If you've messed around with any of the third-party battery packs, even the more expensive ones like Mophie, the problem with those is they use a USB cable, so if you're heavily invested into the Apple world and you have tons of lightning cables, that is one more cable you need to carry around. The other really appealing factor about this case is the fact that it works in unison with your phone. So not only can you see the battery life on your phone, but also your case as well through the notifications pull down. From there, you're kind of slapped back into reality with frustration due to the fact that there is not an on or off port on this case whatsoever. So that means you have no control at all of when you want to charge or not charge your phone, and I don't know why Apple wouldn't include something as basic as an on-off switch. Lastly, I think this really emphasizes what I was talking about with Apple being lazy on their design this year. They bragged about how they were able to make custom special batteries for the 12-inch MacBook to keep that thin, so why couldn't they do something similar for this case? If you look towards the top and the bottom, there's still quite a bit of space left, so why couldn't they flatten this out, fill in the rest of the space, and make this nice, flat, and uniform? Obviously, we're never gonna know the exact answer, but I think it really comes down to Apple not going that extra mile, or maybe they normally would have before. Aside from that, that wraps up the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did and you are feeling like being awesome, make sure to go Santa on that like button. Definitely subscribe if you haven't yet. This is day 3 of the 12 days of TLD. This is Jonathan, and I will catch you guys later.